Anyway, we're talking about Ezra Miller again. Dun, dun, dun.
Fuck. Should we make a sounder for that?
Anytime we talk about Ezra Miller?
They're an asshole. They're an asshole if they are still a
Well,
babe.
you might think that Ezra's an asshole, but...
Oh. Well, based on what I've known so far.
The director of The Flash, Anthony...
Alan Smithy?
Muschietti, I believe is how you say it. I could be mispronouncing it. But he did the It movies. He works on this. A lot of people say it's great. People liking it. It's from the early screenings. He was asked about a sequel in the Variety interview, and he said, quote, "If a sequel happens, yes. I don't think there's... he was asked if Ezra Miller will return as the Flash, and he said, if a sequel happens, yes. I don't think there's anyone that can play that character as well as they did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, they just excelled in doing it. And yes, you said the two Barrys, it feels like a character that was made for them." End quote. Okay. Here's the problem. I have no doubt that Ezra Miller probably has a great performance in this movie.
Probably.
They probably do. But here's the problem I have with it. That doesn't exclude the shitty things that they did. And I'm sorry.
Aren't there ongoing court battles right now? I mean,
as far as I know, yeah.
Isn't he criminal? Aren't they criminally charged with some stuff right now?
I don't know if they've been charged. Like, I'm sure there's some sort of. I imagine there's still ongoing investigations, but that's the thing. This movie is going to make money. It's already projected not to make as much money as they had hoped, but this movie's going to make money. I'm going to see it. You're going to see it. But at the end of the day, none of us are seeing it for Ezra Miller because at the end of the day, people are having legitimate...
I'm going to see it for Michael Keaton.
Moral issues because of the things that Ezra did. And here's I just want to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't play the game of this moralism stuff when we live in a capitalistic world. If you like the Harry Potter stuff and you want to play Hogwarts Legacy, go play Hogwarts Legacy. If you want to see The Flash because you like The Flash, go see The Flash. I'm not telling you not to see a movie. You and I both said we have different... You want to support... I want to support the people that worked on this movie, and I don't care that Ezra's in it, and I just think that, especially with what Grant Gustin was able to do on the show... I think everybody would love the idea of him being
absolutely
the Flash in the movies.
Yeah,
because he was very emotional. Did you see that promo of him finally hanging up the suit one last time, and he took the ring off his finger and then kept it in his hand and put it in, he said I kept the ring, but he said it was hard to give up that character. I would love to see Grant Gustin get that shot.
Sure. My thing is I've talked about this on the show before. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin, who has been a part of many, many, many rock and roll songs that we all know and love, not just with Led Zeppelin, but also Soul, all that other stuff. Yeah. He kidnapped a girl and kept her hostage in a castle for 3 years and did unspeakable things to her. We're watching that Armie Hammer thing, right?
Yeah.
Do I ever think of that when Led Zeppelin comes on? Yeah, it's in the back of my mind. But does it make me turn the station or something?
Yeah.
No? And that makes me kind of sad about myself that I've somehow compartmentalized that trauma that the girl suffered in deference to this music that I like.
And I think a lot of people...
And how do you feel? How do you reconcile that with yourself?
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of people don't feel that way about Ezra Miller, and that the people that are going to see this movie want to just see what this movie is, because this movie's been in development for 9 fucking years, and they're just interested to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I want to see it, but not for me, Ezra Miller.
It's a couple. For me, it's the fact that we get to see 2 different versions of Batman on the same screen together.
Batfleck, dude.
For me, it's also the fact that it's like I said last week, it's closing the book on the DCEU.
I like,
it's exciting to know we're going in a different direction.
You know what I really like is that this movie is legitimizing Batfleck, and I think he got a lot of shit when he did BVS, and Justice League. He got a lot of shit, And I think
And he was going through a lot at that time.
he had been sober, and he actually went back to the bottle. And I have no doubt that
With
it
his
was
divorce,
a lot of
yeah.
the social media backlash and stuff that he just, dude.
Well, he was also filming those movies in a rough time in his life because he was in the middle of a divorce with Jennifer Garner at the
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
and you can see at different points of Justice League where he's so clean and sober, and then when he's back on it, and it's good to see he's in a different place, and it's good to see he's on the other side.
It's good to see.
It kind of sucks because we're not going to get him as Batman again unless they do something else.
I don't
like
really
this.
like that. I mean, look, whatever you want to say, those South Park episodes are fucking hilarious. But, I just, man, look, you're a dude, and Jennifer Lopez is like really into you, man. Are you gonna give a flying fuck what a bunch of fanboys think? No, you're not. Right now, you might have been like, oh wait, you're gonna write a song called "Dear Ben" on your next album. I don't know about that. But then she's like, but I'm Jennifer Lopez. And you're like, yeah, holy crap, you're really hot. I mean, I can't believe you like me. Like, wow, okay, cool. I mean, like, we're giving shit to this guy for being in love with a completely hot woman. Like, she's like 60 and she still looks so good, right? And she's I saw her, I haven't seen a lot of her acting, but one of my favorite movies is Out of Sight with George Clooney. And she's in that, and she's really good. She's a pretty good actress. I'm just saying, we tend to shit like this. Not enough things have been said about Ezra Miller being, doing these bad things. I think they've been pushed aside, and yet
I think hiding him.
We are only too
or them.
We are only too ready to shit on some dude for trying to find some fucking happiness in this world, dude. And I have always kind of not been behind the whole Ben Affleck shit.
You and I both talked on
anytime it's been around.
You and I both talked on this podcast about redemption. My question is Ezra Miller still capable of redemption? Because we should allow people to redeem themselves.
Sure. Are they the last I heard they were pleading not guilty. And the last I heard they weren't getting any help.
And they're not talking because DC is forcing them not to talk.
Sure.
They're not allowing them to do press.
That's probably good.
Well, that's because they can't.
Honest.
Because they could say something or something could be... Because everybody's going to ask about what happened because of course they did.
Well,
because they would.
People will want to ask him about the case and he's not allowed to talk about that because he's under investigation or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're genuinely remorseful for what they've done, if it's found out that they did these things, which again, there's a mountain of evidence that shows that they did.
Yeah.
Including testimony from the victims themselves.
And it's an unbelievable thing. It's like sometimes this movie I think will do well despite itself.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, every person that is associated with this movie tries to fuck it up. Why, when you are weeks...
What are you talking about?
The director making these statements. Why, when you're weeks away, would you say, yeah, I 100% Ezra would be in the sequel that I would do? You're completely ignoring the things that happened before and even probably during that movie, and you're just going to push it away because because you had a good time on set with them? I'm so sick of it. That's why I'm getting worked up about it, because there's no accountability in this shit. How many times do you keep allowing people doing shitty shit and bad things and get away with it because they have money? It's fucking stupid, and we continue to do it as a society, and we wonder why we got Army Hammer fucking eating people and stuff because they're so fucking rich they can do whatever they want. They don't care.
Well, here's what the genuine,
and they'll get a second, third, fucking fourth opportunity.
You know what the backlash is going to be here is that Andy Muschietti is no longer working for DC.
You think that's going to happen?
Absolutely. James Gunn read that and he's like, well, clearly you didn't read my thing about this is the last DCEU movie or whatever. I mean, he might not give a shit what Muschietti says, but he's also probably like, well, you think we're going more of this? Because we're not. Flashpoint ends this and then we start over with my shit.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of that, that's fine.
I don't see why they would keep Ezra. I feel like they
No,
would.
I'm saying and
Yeah.
Machete's a great a director. So
I think
I know that they would like to have
think
him.
the only thing that's staying attached is going to be Blue Beetle, and they'll still keep Zachary Levi and Shazam around because.
Don't we have another Aquaman movie coming out?
But that, which is so silly because this is supposed to reset all the DCEU stuff,
Isn't
but yet
that- yeah.
we have another We have an
Is
Aquaman
it
movie.
this fall or winter?
It's Christmas, I think.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
But that's no, and that's what I mean. I think we're getting a clean slate. I think we're getting one. We're probably going to get a new Justice League lineup. Two, it's going to be.
Maybe they'll keep Momoa as Aquaman.
I don't think they will. I think they're going to start over fresh because if you're going to recast your Superman and your Batman and your Wonder Woman, if you're recasting that Trinity, that to me says you're starting fresh and you're just going to reboot everything. And they should. I think, and I think that the Flash really will be the end of it. And I think a lot of people are going to see it because of that, because we want to see. And I think a lot of people want to see a good DC movie because whether they actually are like comic book fans or not, maybe they're just a casual audience. I'm sure they want to see something different than another Marvel movie because we've seen those Marvel movies are getting to a point now. You see them the opening weekend. That's it. It's kind of whatever, and everybody knows everything about it. Everybody spoiled everything at that point. You've had a week to watch it, So, of course, people want to see something different. Somebody wants to see some competition.
Do you know why the first Batman was so good and so successful?
Yeah.
Not because it's Batman. Now, that was a big draw, but it was really good. It was a movie that movie-going audiences of all shapes and sizes and likes and whatever could watch and go, wow, that was good. Even if they had no connection to Batman at all. It was Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton at the top of their fucking game. It was Tim Burton at the top of his fucking game. And it was a great fucking movie.
Another quote. This one's from one of the producers. I'm assuming maybe it's...
Which sucks because...
I'm assuming this is Andrew's wife.
Okay.
The producer of The Flash, one of the producers, Barbara Muschietti, so I'm assuming that's his wife.
Sure.
She said, in principle photography, Ezra was brilliant and had the most committed and the most professional actor. Well, this quote. This sounds weird. Ezra was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional actor. Ezra gave everything for this role, physically, creatively, emotionally. They were absolutely supreme. Again, great. Should have thought of that before they fucked around and did some horrible shit. I'm sorry. Look. We went on this whole talk about it, and yes, there is some sort of disconnect a little bit between the art and the artist, and there is that. But I don't think anybody would look at what Ezra Miller did this past year and be okay with them getting a second shot because they've had issues before in the past, and they didn't.
They've got to show me they're remorseful.
They've done this. This isn't new. This has happened in the past. They've shown a history of abuse.
They've got to show me that they know what they did was wrong. Because so far, again, what I've heard is that they don't think they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
So right away, okay, I don't want you around other people then.
And you know what the really crazy thing is? All this, and again, I want to reiterate, this movie continues to seem like it's trying to derail itself. I'm still excited, and I'll tell you what. Because we're going to go from Spider-Verse this weekend to... I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to Transformers, but we'll see what happens there.
We got the Comic-Con this weekend, too.
Those 3 weeks, you got Spider-Verse, Transformers, and then The Flash. And I'm just thinking, I'm probably
skip the Transformers.
I'm probably going to miss Transformers on that one.
I have to.
But there's 2 that I have to see, and that is Spider-Verse and The Flash. I want to see The Flash. I'm still excited to see it, but it's like, God damn, you're making me so hard for me to like this thing.
You know what really sucks, too, is that Shazam has...
And that movie's probably going to be good. It's probably going to be awesome.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods, we talked about this.
I fucking love that movie.
That was a great movie, wasn't it? Like,
I need to watch it on Max.
A lot of different... Yeah, if it'll save it where I started it and ended it. Anyway. Let me fast forward to where I start.
Keep going.
Fucking Max.
But yeah, we were talking about Fury of the Gods, yeah.
If Shazam had half the fucking reach that Batman did, that movie would have exploded. Because it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. It was a good family movie.
But
I think it was a good
went
funny
to see it because
movie.
nobody fucking knows who... Hey, by the way, The Rock. Nobody knows who Shazam or Black Adam is, you douchebag.
I think the only way for The Rock to be successful, truthfully, and we'll get off this.
Yep.
No, because if you notice, The Rock picks his directors, and that's the problem.
Yeah, right. Because he's like, if
You
you
know
don't
who?
make, if you don't make this movie good, I'm
know-
gonna kick your ass.
You know who did
You
pick?
better smell that the Rock is cooking.
Arnold knew how to find good directors. Arnold knew how to take direction. I don't think The Rock does. I think, because think about it. Arnold starts his career with James fucking Cameron. Okay? Then he works with Paul fucking Verhoeven. All right? And another guy with fucking for a middle name. The dude that made Die Hard. He did Predator. McTiernan. John McTiernan.
Yep. Who made Commando?
I think it was, oh shit, I don't know. I could go get it. It's on my my shelf. But point is, to wrap up the Ezra Miller discussion,
I feel like I've
it's
watched
just-
it enough
it's-
times. I should know. Directed by.
Yeah. For me, it's, the frustrating thing about those quotes is I understand going to bat with someone that you worked with,
Sure.
and you also are trying to sell a movie,
Yeah.
so you're trying to be positive about this person. But I want you to really think about...
Are you ready for this?
Who is the director?
Mark L. Lester.
Wow, what an unfortunate name.
Let's okay, so he did Roller Boogie, Class of '84,
Yeah.
Firestarter,
Wow.
Armed and Dangerous with John Candy, Eugene Levy, and Meg Ryan, a very underrated movie, and
Yeah.
Showdown in Little Tokyo starring Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee.
Showdown in Little Tokyo, all right.
He's still alive.
Speaking of which,
76.
that reminds me. Did you see that there's a new Jackie Chan movie? And it's a buddy movie, and you'll never guess who his tag team partner is in this movie.
Owen Wilson.
Think about what I said. Tag team partner.
The Rock.
John Cena. It's called Hidden Strike. It's like I'd have to show you the trailer. It actually looks good. And I'll be honest, based on the trailer, I was
They're
like,
both very likable,
Well,
despite Jackie Chan's support for the oppressive regime in China.
okay.
He is.
I sent it to Luke, and then I sent him he's like, wow. And I sent him a text, and I was like, you had me at John Cena and Jackie Chan. I'd watch that movie instantly. So I'm excited about that. That's coming up.
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.